Hello everyone, welcome back to the tutorials again. So in previous session we have studied the design steps to design a column with axial load and uniaxial bending. So we have just started to discuss about the problem. So same problem I am going to continue in this particular session. So before moving to the problem, actually I would like to discuss a few of the things which we have studied in the previous session. So actually there are two types of problem which we have which are there to design the column. So those two types of problems are, one is analysis type of problem, another one is design type of problem. So in analysis type of problem, they are going to give us all the values of grade of concrete, grade of steel, and area of steel. They are going to give cross-sectional dimensions of column. They are going to give mu, they are going to give, as well as pu they are going to give. Mu is ultimate movement to be carried by the column, and pu is actually ultimate load to be carried out by the column. So they are going to give us all this data. Just what we need to do is we need to consider mu as an unknown, and then with that all the data we need to find out is that section is sufficient to carry the mu given. So if the mu maximum mu or maximum movement to be carried out, or the maximum movement that can be carried by that particular section is more than the given value, then we can say that section is safe. So this is analysis type of problem. Next is design type of problem. So in this type of problem, they are going to give us the values of pu and mu. They are not going to give us the value of area of steel. So in this case we are going to find out the area of steel by using SP16 design chart. Similarly in analysis problem also we are going to use the SP16 charts. So these are the two types of problems. So first type of problem which we are going to come across is analysis type of problem. So in figure 10.25.6, so this is a figure which they have given. So this is a figure which they have given, in which D is equal to 300, total D is equal to 450, area of longitudinal steel is equal to 16 mm dia bars, 20 numbers they have given, area of transverse steel is equal to 8 mm dia bars, 250 mm center to center they have given. So area of longitudinal steel they have given, area of transverse reinforcement area also they have given. Okay, so spacing of bars and everything they have given. Now you can see the shows a rectangular short reinforced column using M25 grade of concrete. That means FCK is equal to 25 Newton per mm square. Fe415 grade steel, that means grade of steel is 415. Analyze the safety of the column when it is subjected to pu is equal to, means ultimate axial load is equal to 1620 kilonewton meter, and mu is equal to 170 kilonewton meter. Now you can see over here solution 1. So this is a solution for this particular problem. So this is an analysis type of problem. So we have identified this as an analysis type of problem because all the data they have given, we need to just check the safety. So this is analysis type of problem. The data given are D is equal to 300, D is equal to 450 they have given, D is equal to 300, D is equal to 450, D dash is equal to 56. Now finding out this D dash is very important. Same thing I have discussed in previous session. D dash is nothing but so I'll write it over here. D dash, you can see over here, D dash is equal to, sorry, small d I have to write, D dash is equal to, it is nothing but clear cover plus dia of transverse reinforcement. So transverse reinforcement means dia of this particular ring plus half of the dia of longitudinal steel. So this is what I need to calculate. So you can see over here D dash is equal to clear cover is 40 plus diameter of this transverse steel is 8 plus diameter of this longitudinal steel is 16. So you can see 16 dia bars 20 numbers. So 16 divided by 2 I have to do. So 16 divided by 2 is 8. So 8 plus 40 is going to give us 56. So like this I have calculated d dash. Calculation of d dash is very important. Now area of longitudinal steel is equal to 4021 mm square. That means 20 bars of 16 diameter they have given. FCK is equal to 25 Newton per mm square, Fy is equal to 415 Newton per mm square, they have already given. So Pu is equal to 1620 kilonewton is the axial load to be carried. Mu is equal to 170 kilonewton. So we have d dash by d. So this is the data we need while referring to the charts. So first data we need is d dash by d. So d dash by d is equal to 56 by 450, that is 0.1244. Pu FCK that is 0.48. Pu is equal to 1620 divided by FCK is 25. B is 300. D is 450. So 0.48 is a data which we have obtained. So Mu divided by FCK BD square is equal to, this is the value which we have obtained. Remember here it is d square. Don't forget to put the square over there. I have observed many of the students doing this mistake. Okay. So now P divided by FCK, this is important. So how I have calculated P? So you can see here how I can calculate P is nothing but percentage of steel. So percentage of steel. So how I can calculate percentage of steel? That is 4021 mm square steel we have provided divided by area of cross-sectional area of column into 100. If I do, I will be able to calculate the area percentage of steel. So remember, substitute P in percentage only, and FCK is equal to 25 that I am having. Okay. Now selection of design chart. Based on this all the data I need to select the design chart. Now d dash by d is equal to 56. D dash by d is equal to 0.1244. That means I am having the design chart for only 4 values. Which are those 4 values? So I am having the design chart for 0.1, sorry, 0.05, 0.1, 0.15 and 0.2. So for all these 4 d dash by d value I am having the design chart, but this d dash by d is in between 0.1 and 0.15. So same they have said here, for given data d dash by d is equal to 0.142, Fy is equal to 415 and longitudinal bars are equally distributed on 4 sides. So chart number 44 we are going to select. So based on that, chart number 44 we are going to select, and then we are going to move further. So you can see over here, so chart number 44 we are going to select from this. So chart number 44 is in IS 456. How to open chart number 44 I will tell you. Just open this particular index, go to compression member, move down, click on chart number 44. You may ask me how I have obtained this chart number 44. There might be a question. So you can see over here the grade of concrete, the grade of steel which they have given is 415. So next d dash by d is 0.1. So reinforcements are equally distributed on all the 4 sides. If it is not equally distributed, I could have chosen another chart, but this all the data I have to see. So d dash by d is 0.1. Now again d dash by d is 0.1. It's not sufficient, because whatever the data I have obtained for d dash by d is 0.1244. So that is in between these two values. So now the value of d dash by d is equal to 0.1 I have selected. Again I have to select this chart also, then I have to do the linear interpolation between them. So now I am going to select chart number 44 as it is having d dash by d is equal to 0.1 and it satisfies the grade of steel requirement also and distribution of steel requirement also. It is distributed equally in all the 4 sides. Next you can see again I am going to select the chart number 45 also, because it is satisfying all the conditions, that is grade of steel, distribution of steel, as well as d dash by d is equal to 0.15. So after selecting this both these both charts, next thing what I have to do is here is after selecting the charts, chart number 44 and 45 I have selected. 45 is a chart number for the d dash by d is equal to 15. Linear interpolation I am going to do. Before doing the linear interpolation, just I have selected the chart. But you can observe over here in this particular chart, there are many curves. So which curve I have to select is a question now. So to select the curve, I have to find out the value of P divided by FCK. This is P divided by FCK. So what is the P divided by FCK I have obtained? P divided by FCK is 0.1194. 0.1194. Again, you can see over here P divided by FCK 0.1 is there, 0.12 is there. Again, I have to select these two curves. Remember, I have selected two charts. In those both the charts, I am selecting these two curves. The curve which is having the value of P divided by FCK as 0.1 and P divided by FCK as 0.12. Why? Because P divided by FCK, whatever I have obtained, is in between 0.1 and 0.12. That is why I need to select the two curves. Okay, so this is what written over here. I have to select the two curves which are having these values. So I have already selected. Now, in order to access the column, we select the two given parameters, that is P divided by FCK and PU divided by FCK. So what I am going to do here is I am going to calculate this PU divided by FCK BD. Okay, so based on this PU divided by FCK BD, I am going to find out the value for MU divided by FCK BD square. So after finding this value for MU divided by FCK BD square, I am going to calculate the moment carrying capacity by this, as this is an analysis type of problem. So if the calculated MU is greater than the given MU, then I can say that section is safe. Okay. Now you can see over here, if I calculate PU divided by FCK BD, I am going to obtain the value as 0.48. I am going to obtain the value as 0.48. Now I have to look after 0.48 here. Now where is the 0.48? So 0.48 is somewhere here. You can see 0.48 is here. 0.48 is here. 0.48. Now what are the curves? You can see over here I have to come it like this, come in here, and till here I have to come. So this is the first curve and this is the second curve which I need to access. Now you can see I need to do the multiple linear interpolation values, because P by FCK will also not matching with the chart values, D dash by D value is also not matching with the chart value. So this is the value of P by FCK, this is the value of D dash by D. First I am going to interpolate the D dash by D values. So you can see D dash by D 0.1. If D dash by D is 0.1, the value for P divided by FCK. So 0.1 chart I am going to see, that is chart number 44. So chart number 44 you can able to observe over here. So I will just zoom out. So 0.48 is somewhere here. So this 0.4 will go like this. So it will reach 0.1 curve. So I will just go on again. So it will go like this. It will reach this curve. It will come down like this to this particular value, and we are going to obtain it as a 0.1. So for the value of PU divided by FCK BD, for the value of PU divided by FCK BD 0.48, and for D dash for P divided by FCK value as 0.1 in the curve of D dash by D 0.1, the obtained value. So I will just repeat, for the value of PU FCK BD as 0.48 in the curve D dash by D 0.1, for the value P divided by FCK of 0.1, I have obtained the MU divided by FCK BD square value as 0.1. So multiple 0.1s are there, so when I get confused, I'll just clear it for you. I have selected the chart which is having the value of D dash by D as a 0.1. Again, the value of P divided by FCK curve which I have selected was 0.1, and from 0.48 value which is PU by FCK BD value, I am going to find out the value of MU divided by FCK BD. So fortunately it is also coming to 0.1 only, so I have written here 0.1. Okay, so for your clarification, they have given the values obtained from chart 44, chart 45 and linear interpolation values with single, double and triple star marks. So again, if I take the same chart, that is d dash by d as 0.1, and if I obtain the mu divided by FCK BD square value for 0.12 curve, means next curve I have to consider this curve. So 0.48 to till this curve I have came, and then I have obtained the value for mu by FCK BD square. So it will come around 0.12 only. Again here point till here it is coming 0.48, you can see over here till here I have reached, so same line I have carried out till here. So 0.12 is the value which I am obtaining again. Here two divisions is equal to one division is equal to 0.01, two divisions is equal to 0.12. Okay, so two divisions I have obtained, so I have kept the value as 0.2. So this is the first chart. So till here we have calculated. Now again I will move to the next chart before going to do linear interpolation. So I will move to the chart number 45. So again in chart number 45, PU value is 0.48. So I have to consider this first curve and this second curve. So from here I have obtained it till here. If I come down, I am going to get the value as 0.9. So this time I have got 0.9. So for the value of P divided by FCK, P divided by FCK as a 0.1, because 0.1 curve I have considered over here, this curve I have considered. So and d dash by d value as 0.15, I have obtained the value as 0.09 for PU FCK BD value as 0.48. So this value I have obtained. So you can see over here. So from 48, I will just repeat, from 48 I have come till the curve 0.1. Then I have come down. So this is going to give us 0.09. So same way, if I go to next curve 0.12, if I consider, same way I am going to come here. So till after that I am going to come down and I am going to reach till here. So it is going to give us the value of 0.107. So these are the values which I have obtained. Now if d dash by d value is 0.1244, then for 0.1 FCK, in between this and this is the interpolated value. For 0.2 FCK, between this and this is the interpolated value. So final value for P divided by FCK is this one. So for this chart, for this particular chart, interpolated value will remain like this. So I have interpolated this way between these two values. As these two values matches with these values, it will remain same. Again, if I interpolate between these two values, you are going to get this particular answer. And if I interpolate between these two values, I am going to get this answer. So this is the final answer for MU divided by FCK BD square when the d dash by d value is 0.244 and P by FCK value is 0.1194. So after obtaining this, I am just going to substitute all the values and find out the MU. So MU obtained is 171.762 kilonewton meter. So given value is 170. So obtained value is higher, means MU carrying capacity is 171 and we are applying 170. That is why it is safe. So this I can say as a safe section. Okay, I hope you have understood how to see the SP16 chart. If you have any doubts, you can raise the queries. Just try to do the interpolation properly. If you are having any doubt in doing interpolation, just go through some of the YouTube videos which they in which they explain the interpolation mathematically and properly. Okay, so in next session we are going to continue. Thank you.